you guys, welcome to today's video. Today is the second installment, and I'm assuming that I'm going to put these in order of the best of 2021. I had previously done the foundation and concealer video, which I will link right here. And today we're going to talk about base products like highlighter, bronzer, not blush, but powder. So sit right up. I don't think it's going to be a really long one. That's why I grouped these together, and that's why I separated these. I grouped these three together because I didn't get much in any of these categories, but I separated it because I bought a lot of stuff this year and tried a lot of stuff, and I know that if I tried to make this into one video, it would be very, 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 very long. So I hope you enjoy the way I've broken it up, and if you want to reference it later on, a year from now or 3 months from now, you don't have to suffer through the whole thing, although I would have done chapters anyway. This is going to be so short, I don't think I'll be doing chapters. Before I get started, if you are new here, I should tell you a little bit about my skin and my preferences. That will help you decide if what I'm saying will mean anything to you. I'm 59 years old and my skin is normal to dry-ish, meaning I'm just not producing the same amount of hyaluronic acid and oils and collagen and elastin and all those things that keep the skin plump and youthful. I'm not producing so much anymore. It happens. I put a lot of that stuff on my face. I take good care to be well moisturized and hydrated and protected every single day. I prefer a look that is more on the natural side. I have stuff to cover and I want to cover it, but I don't want to look cakey. And I have an aversion to contours and to bronzers. I mean, not really, but let's talk about bronzer first. Oh, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Okay, bronzers. I was always deeply afraid of bronzers because I saw a lot of women here on YouTube putting on a lot of bronzer. I remember Laura Lee, she used to bring it so low it looked like bangs. And she has a short forehead, it wasn't doing her any favors. I saw so many people putting on so much bronzer and I just didn't really care for the look, and I didn't care for the look for me. To me, bronzer most of the time is not about looking like I've been in the sun, but if I've gone on with a heavier foundation, it brings more skin-like color to the face. In other words, you white yourself out and then you need to bring some skin back. If you look at your skin, there's probably thousands of colors in there, and we could probably name 20 of them, you know, peach, red, blue, green, yellow, olive. We all have it. So when we have a foundation that is one color, it makes our face look a little strange. So bronzer for me, for that. Like I used some bronzer today. And it's my favorite bronzer of the year. But let's talk about the three bronzers that I got. The Victoria Beckham Bronzing Brick, the NARS Cream, which is a limited edition, and the Janessa Myricks Power Bronzer. So we're going to do faves and sometimes fails, and today we're going to have some fails. Janessa Myricks Power Bronzer was very, very warm, and that's one of my big fears about bronzers. I prefer my bronzer to have a little bit of coolness so it actually looks like I've been kissed by the sun, because when I have been kissed by the sun, there's a little bit of redness there. This did not have that redness. This had some yellowness that I just couldn't take. The formula is beautiful and it's very, very easy to work with, but the color was off for me. The NARS bronzer. Why is this a limited edition? Do I still have it out? I might have put it away since it's not around anymore. I love it. It's a teeny bit too dark for me, but instead of using it with a beauty blender, I take it with a goat hair brush that's really a blush brush, and it's not dense at all. And I just work it into those fibers and then take it off on my hand and then go in really, really lightly, and it works beautifully. There is no reason for that to be a limited edition. I just think that's silly. It's a gorgeous bronzer. It's no longer around. What is around is this. I haven't pulled all this stuff out, you guys, because this room is small and it's a mess. But the Victoria Beckham Bronzing Brick. This, I think, is in shade 1. I will write it down below. And I think a lot of people would say, well, that is not dark enough. And this could almost be a face powder. I don't understand it, you guys, but it doesn't look like this on my skin. I mean, yeah, it just gives me enough, do you see, to look like, well, I'm wearing it, so maybe you don't see, to look like I got a little sun. And then this one, the darker one, it doesn't really look much darker here, but somehow it works. I generally go in with this and not this, but once in a while I'll do both. And let's say, you know, also 500 points for very elegant packaging. Of course, I would not expect anything different from this brand. They truly are a luxury, but not all their things are priced super luxury. Like, they don't have a $90 concealer. I love this. This is the one that came out this year that I truly, truly adore. For highlighters, I got 2 from Lisa Eldridge. I got the, well, 3 from Westman Atelier. I got the limited edition, which I did a video of, and I'll put that up here. It was the holiday edition, and I got Nectar and Brulee. And Makeup by Mario came out with highlighters this year, and the powder highlighter I really, really like. Janessa Myricks Duet, the Say Glowy Super Gel, and the Chantecaille Liquid Lumiere, which I never did a video on, so I'm not going to talk about. So for bronzers, I started with one that didn't work. For highlighters, let's talk about the one that do work, because it's plural. The Westman Atelier highlighters, there's nothing else like them. And I know that sounds kind of bold, but I don't think there actually is. There's something about them. And her aesthetic, of course, is a little bit more natural. So it's not like, ooh, I can see the highlighter to the moon. It looks like skin. The Nectar has a little bit of a peachiness to it that I think is so beautiful, but the holiday one is also very, very beautiful. And it seems to be a mix between white gold. There's a coolness and a warmness at the same time, so I think it can work for many undertones. And the Brulee, it would be a highlighter on black skin, but on me, it's kind of a bronzer. It is kind of awesome. So those are my favorites. You know what? I'm not wearing any highlighter today, so let's put one on. This is the Nectar. You can see there's a bit of a peachiness there. I mean, I don't think peach would go with my look because it's kind of cool. But just, it looks like satin skin, you know? It doesn't scream, oh, I've got a highlighter on. It's super beautiful. I just really, really appreciate the colors that she uses and the formula that she uses. And that is my favorite of the year. But I have to give an honorable mention to the Makeup by Mario. When this line first came out, I bought stuff and I was underwhelmed over and over again. And with this, he finally did it for me. I don't really like powdered highlighters anymore, but these are so pretty. Now this is a teeny bit warm for me, but it's not too warm. And it looks beautiful on the skin. It's very finely milled. Very, very, very good job for Makeup by Mario. So I would say, in the powder arena, it's this. At the same time, this is good too. This is the Say. And the Say, I don't really use it too much because my skin always has a glow anyway. And it's a very unusual texture. It becomes watery and goes really far. I would say that this is something you could, I would say, get it? You could put this underneath your foundation and get that beautiful kind of glow from your face. Or if you're going to use it for highlighter, spread it all over your hand like I just did and then pick it up and do it like that, because it goes a long way. It has a very nice watery nature to it. And the look you're going to get out of this, I think, is super natural and healthy looking. So really, I liked a lot of the things that I got. So for powders, our last category, we have Becca Finishing Veil, Kosas Cloud Set. If you have been here before, you know the answer to this. The Dior Backstage Natural Nude, the Clé de Peau, and the Chantecaille Eclat Deux. A couple of things. The Clé de Peau is not new, so I'm not going to talk about this. The Chantecaille, I'm not sure if it was new. I don't think it was, but I'm going to show you what it is, just, you know, because it's possible it was. I do love this. I love this packaging. Hello. Chantecaille knows how to do packaging, but you pay for it. There's something very special about this powder, but it does impart colors. So depending on my skin tone, it can sometimes look a little bad. It's like, why am I really white right through here? Because I pretty much powder right through here for the shine, and then I'm in different colors somewhere else, but I can start using it again now that we're in the fall-winter months. But yes, I got a darker one during the sale because same thing, this imparts a little bit of color, and in some cases it just looks weird. So I got a darker color. I think I got 3. So this is Airy, and this is whatever this is. I think it's Breezy. Just a little bit better for me. This is a beautiful, beautiful powder. If you haven't tried it, I really suggest that you do. Let me sing to you the praises of this powder. 1, it's pretty hard to look cakey. 2, it's pretty hard to see your pores after you put this on. When I first put this on, and I'll link that video here too if I can figure out which one it is, I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. I kind of look poreless. I had a weird relationship with this because it hard panned, and I was like, I don't get it. And also, I think these are baked, so when you first go in, I'm not seeing any powder on my brush. So I thought, well, maybe that's the way it's supposed to be, and I put it on my face. I'm like, yeah, but it looks good. It was a weird thing for me, is what I'm saying. Now, I can see it on my brush, so once you get past that bake area, you're fine. So I returned it because of the hard pan, and somebody said, oh, this is how you fix hard pan. And I'll tell you what that is. You just put packing tape, really sticky tape, all along it. You just get a big strip, lay it down, and then press. Work it in so it's in full contact, and lift it up, and there's your hard pan gone. So I got it again, and when I got the hard pan, I did that, and I've been in love with this ever since. I have not powdered my face today, although this color might not be appropriate. It is a beautiful powder. It does not dry your skin at all. It actually perfects your skin's look. It depends on what you want powder for. I don't use it under my eyes as much. I use the by Terry, but it's a clean brand, and I have nothing bad to say, of course, because this is the winner for me for the powders. I guess it's really not appropriate or necessary to speak about Becca, but I did find that powder to be very similar to the Dior Backstage powder, and I didn't like either of them. I didn't understand it. I mean, I kind of understand it. They give you a glowy finish, and if you're wearing something matte, I can see how you would want to glow that up a little bit. But since I don't wear something matte, I felt like, well, what's the purpose of putting on a powder like this? Also, it's a big gelée, which is something that just doesn't compute. I don't understand. I don't understand. And I understand this. You have to use a very stiff, dense brush to pick it up, but I like to put on my powder with this. This is the Winkos airbrush. I don't like to pound on my powder. I don't think it's appropriate on most people. Some people can get away with it, but a small, exact detail powder brush is, that's the way I like to do things. Oh my God. Words! I also, by the way, use this for contouring. This is how I do it with contour. I pick it up right on the tip and go like this. Boop, 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 boop. And it's beautiful for contouring as well. It's a fantastic brush, and that is a fantastic powder. And the Dior didn't really do it for me. I didn't get it, although I can see how some people might like it, and a lot of people raved about it. But that's it for me, you guys, for powders, for highlighters, for bronzers, the winners of 2021, and a couple of losers. Stay tuned for the next episode. I do not know what it's going to be, but I do know that it's going to be pretty soon. And I want to thank you for spending some time with me. I really, really, really always hope that I am providing you with something that is helpful, and I always hope that you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.